hold on tight, because this episode of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch just dropped some of the most jaw-dropping evidence we've ever seen, and the ending pivots the entire hunt for answers into a truly historic new phase. If you thought Season 6 had already maxed out the strangeness, think again. This finale is packed with massive discoveries, government intrigue, wild scientific experiments, and a plan that pushes the investigation beyond the boundaries of Earth itself. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for every detail. The team kicks off with a critical briefing hosted by ranch owner Brandon Fugel in Salt Lake City, gathering a bunch of top scientific and military minds, like Dr. Gary Nolan from Stanford, former Air Force Space Command Head General Lance Lord, retired intelligence ace Jay Stratton, and legendary astrophysicist Dr. Eric Davis. They're joined by aerospace expert Eric Schrock, and all these heavy hitters are here to review what might be the most compelling year of data ever collected on Skinwalker Ranch. The focus immediately zeroes in on this mysterious bubble, a massive, invisible energy field detected through LIDAR scans with a radius of over 2,000 feet, and stretching both above and below ground. It's not just any oddity. This bubble seems to mess with instruments, spitting out bizarre GPS data, blocking drones, and interfering with nearly every piece of technology that tries to cross its boundary. The bubble's center is right at the triangle, ground zero for countless UAP events, strange energy readings, and attempts to collect data that are always thwarted. Determined to provoke a reaction, the crew went big. They brought in pyrotechnic experts for enormous fireball detonations, pumping tons of thermal energy right into and around the bubble's boundaries. The resulting mushroom clouds and smoke rings went hundreds of feet high, with thermal cameras tracking everything. But instead of normal smoke rings, they saw distorted shapes, a figure 8 where a circle should be, with thermal anomalies sweeping across the mesa. Right as the explosions went off, a bright white UAP suddenly appeared from thin air, as captured by surveillance and drone footage. Was this the bubble responding, or was something inside it manipulating the energy from the experiment? The anomaly started stacking up fast. Not only did these UAPs appear right on cue, but at the same time, a stationary GPS sensor near Homestead too recorded impossible movement. It suddenly showed up to 20 miles north of its actual location, without ever leaving the ground. Was the bubble warping the GPS signals, or did the UAPs interacting with the border cause this displacement? The team's drone pilot tried to cross the bubble's boundary from the west, and the drone just froze and refused to advance, despite video evidence showing the drone thought it had moved over 200 feet away. Drones wouldn't penetrate the membrane. Technology literally lost against an invisible wall. The team didn't just stick to one area. They headed down Dry Gulch Creek at the southern boundary, instrumenting kayaks with GPS, gamma ray detectors, and tri-field meters. As they neared the bubble, all radiation readings flatlined, as if in a dead zone. GPS data got even weirder, placing them thousands of feet underground, and when they tried flying a drone, it refused the flight plan, warning of a phantom aircraft threat no one could see. Every piece of tech, from detectors to drones, showed unique, unexplained reactions to the bubble, so much so that, as the team joked, every instrument they own has now registered an anomaly. Next up, the eastern bubble boundary. Here, the plan involved launching a helikite, a hybrid helium balloon and kite, collecting GPS and broadcasting radio frequencies at 1.2 GHz. Instead of clean data, their signals were cloned and bounced back, and the GPS kept reporting the craft as hundreds of feet underground. Rockets were fired into the barrier, but each one was deflected off course, either looping north or south as if bouncing against an invisible shield. The high-speed cameras picked up weird, unexplained images as the rockets tangled with the bubble. Amid all these atmospheric tests, the team had another ongoing quest: cracking open the secrets hidden under the MESA. Years ago, ground-penetrating radar detected massive underground objects surrounded by smaller anomalies. Drilling operations hit bizarre snags. Instead of simply breaking through rock, drill bits were destroyed, fused, or friction welded shut, yet emerged from the ground totally cool when they should be scalding hot. The debris brought up strange manufactured metal flakes with elements like tellurium, europium, and vanadium, materials typically produced in blast furnaces, somehow stashed hundreds of feet inside untouched rock. This year, things intensified. An archaeologist, Chris Roberts, sifted through drilling spoils at over 470 feet deep and found manufactured ceramics with unnaturally uniform thickness, clearly not a natural geologic formation. These samples, under scanning electron microscopes, showed cross-hatching patterns and, critically, demonstrated an ability to change surface geometry under exposure to an electron beam before returning to their original form, a highly unusual property. Later tests revealed even crazier possibilities. When frozen in liquid nitrogen, the ceramics resisted cooling, boiling off nitrogen for way longer than normal. And when the cold ceramics were placed above a magnet, they actually repelled it via the Meissner effect. That behavior suggests the presence of superconductivity, meaning these ceramics could conduct electricity with zero resistance and potentially be part of revolutionary transportation or propulsion systems. Some even noticed they resemble the tiles on NASA's space shuttle. This raises the million-dollar question: is the MESA hiding ancient, perhaps alien, technology? Could these ceramics be part of, or covering a buried craft or structure built with materials humanity only now begins to use in advanced aerospace and energy systems? The implications are staggering. The panel of experts agreed that if these ceramics are truly superconductors, they could set science on a completely new trajectory, revolutionizing energy use and travel. With these breakthroughs, Brandon Fugel dropped the nuclear news. They've partnered with Chad Brinkley and SCOPS, a space exploration company, for a satellite mission. In a historic first, Skinwalker Ranch will soon have its own dedicated CubeSat launched by a Falcon 9 rocket. With spacecraft instruments passing overhead daily, the team will be able to scan for new signals, map anomalies, and collect data from the ground, air, and space in real time. This marks a stunning leap forward. Their search for answers isn't limited by the ranch anymore, and could soon involve discoveries that change everything we know about mysteries both above and below the Earth. As the episode wraps, everyone at the table reflects on how far the investigation has come, from wild stories and anecdotal reports to concrete, testable data and physical samples. What started as pure speculation now has the world's attention, and the group is set to tackle the next frontier armed with more tech, outside expertise, and the sky itself as their laboratory. The biggest mysteries: how the bubble operates, what's in the MESA, and whether humanity is on the verge of scientific breakthroughs, remain unsolved, but hope and excitement for explosive discoveries next year are truly overwhelming. So, to sum it up, Season 6, Episode 14 was a science-fueled climax for the ages. The team has proven the bubble exists in Warp's technology, uncovered physical evidence of anomalous materials deep beneath the MESA, witnessed direct responses from mysterious UAPs, and is launching the investigation into orbit with a dedicated satellite. The hunt for the truth at Skinwalker Ranch is only getting bigger, bolder, and more mind-bending. If you're as hooked and fascinated as I am, let me know what you think in the comments below. What's really under the MESA? Is the bubble a portal, alien tech, or something even crazier? Hit that like button if you love this recap, share it with friends who are obsessed with the unknown, and smash subscribe for all the latest updates and breakdowns. Skinwalker Ranch is the ultimate mystery. Are you ready to see what's next? I'll see you in the next video,